Be very frustrating when so many children enter kindergarten not meeting the metrics. Only because you see this child, you know they're of average or above average ability, and but they're coming in so far behind only from lack of exposure or experience. And so, like for example, I had I have two or three children this year that when they came in, they had literally no idea how to hold a pencil. But what did that tell me? That told me that child's never even colored because they didn't even know how to hold a crayon. So the thought of being on this earth for 5 years and never having colored at all. And, you know, when you're dangling a pencil like this, you know, they've never had one in their hands, or not knowing any shape names or any color. And shapes isn't as bad, but no color names, can't count to 10, that kind of thing. That is like, and it's not different in their home. Maybe that parent didn't have an experience where their parents worked with them when they were younger. To someone like me, and I'm sure you, like when it came natural to us when our children were 2 and 3 years old to say, okay, go pick up those blue shoes in the corner, or let's count how many Cheetos we have on the table, you know. And so many of these kids don't have these basic skills, and we're starting from scratch. Because of that, we have a catch up time. We have that time where we need to kind of level the playing field. And it used to be that kindergarten was a time for leveling the playing field, and not so much anymore. Today, they seem to want them to hit the ground running and make big progress um, from from the time they get in, and they have very high expectations in the curriculum, which I'm all for rigor. But when these babies are coming in and need at least 3 or 4 months to catch up on the basics, you're really starting, you know, you're really behind from the get-go, and you just lost valuable time. Definitely food insecurity can be a factor. I have one right now, especially I worried a lot about during virtual learning because he would say online that he was hungry. And I just made sure I got right on the phone. I was like, got to get food to this child, you know, and and he'll come in that now that we're in person, he will come first thing in the morning and say, I'm hungry. I'm like, baby, we got breakfast coming. So I'm so grateful that we have free breakfast because that really helps when they are hungry. They are not going to pay attention. They're not going to have that energy level. So we're really blessed to have those programs for free and reduced lunch and breakfast. A lot of times them being tired, you know, not being sleep deprived, that can really be affect their day. If they come from a volatile home where there's a lot of fighting, or and that's keeping them up at night. I've seen that on virtual learning too. You know, I unmute a child and I can hear cursing and screaming in the background, um, and you know they're so distracted they can't decide whether to watch the fight or watch me, you know. And that's really kind of given me an insight doing virtual learning as to what home life really is like at home. And it helps me to kind of step back and reflect, wow, okay, let's really think about what they're struggling with at home, why they're coming in tired, why they might be distracted. I've had children that have been sexually abused. I've had children that, oh gosh, the list goes on and on. And you see it can go anywhere from being very inattentive in class, being in their own world, to being very volatile, very aggressive, having mental disorders that make them violent or run or scream or bite or kick, or they definitely bring home with them. But luckily for the majority of students, school is a safe place. And once they understand that they are loved, that they are cared for, that they are safe in that room with that teacher, they begin to relax and to get the most out of their day. We can't control what happens when they go home, but we can control the environment while they're there. I just appreciate the work you're doing because there is an absolute, I can tell the difference of when a child comes in and they have had pre-K or even daycare experiences, depending on the daycare. Pre-K especially, the work that they do is instrumental in getting them ready. And so the more we can get out there and get these 3 and 4 year olds ready for kindergarten, give them those experiences, the better.